James. Welcome to English for IELTS, Episode 4.
Yes, Ella. In IELTS, listening and speaking require two main skills. First, understanding the question, and second, organizing your response clearly.
Exactly. Let's start with listening skills for speaking. Even though this is the speaking test, you often need to listen carefully to the examiner's question. For example, what do you usually do on weekends? Students must notice the key words, usually, weekends, to answer correctly.
Yes. A common mistake is answering with a long story that is unrelated. The examiner wants a concise but detailed answer. For example, I usually spend weekends with my family. On Saturdays, we go shopping or watch movies. On Sundays, I sometimes meet my friends and relax at home.
And notice how I included time phrases like on Saturdays and on Sundays. This shows organization and helps you speak clearly for longer than one sentence.
Exactly. Another tip is paraphrasing the question in your answer. If the question is, do you enjoy reading books? You can answer, yes, I really enjoy reading. Books are very relaxing and interesting for me.
It shows your lexical range.
Yes. And don't just answer yes, no. Give examples or explanations. For example, yes, I like reading. Last week, I finished a novel about history, and I learned many new facts. It was fascinating.
That's right. Another skill is predicting and preparing. Many questions in Part 1 are about familiar topics: hobbies, family, education, work, daily routines. Prepare common vocabulary for these topics.
Yes. For example, for hobbies, painting, cycling, cooking, reading, playing football, listening to music. Practice short sentences for each hobby. That way, when the examiner asks, you can answer quickly without hesitation.
Exactly. Also, pronunciation and intonation are important even in short answers. Don't speak too fast. Speak naturally with stress on important words. This helps the examiner understand you clearly.
Another tip, connect ideas using linking words. Even short answers can sound fluent if you use words like and, but, because, also, for example. For instance, I like painting because it helps me relax, and I can also be creative.
Yes, linking words make your English sound smooth and natural, even at a beginner intermediate level. Don't overthink. Just practice using a few basic ones correctly.
Finally, remember confidence. Speaking clearly, even with simple sentences, is better than complicated sentences with mistakes. Confidence and clarity are noticed by examiners.
Exactly. So, to summarize Part 1, listen carefully to the question, paraphrase, give examples, include time phrases, use linking words, and speak confidently. These skills will improve both your understanding and your speaking fluency.
Perfect. Now we're moving to listening part 2 in IELTS. In this section, you often listen to longer dialogues or monologues. The key is to understand the main ideas and specific details to answer questions effectively.
Yes, Ella. Many students find this challenging because there's only one chance to listen. You must focus, take notes, and identify key words while listening. Don't try to write every word. That's impossible.
Exactly. Use short notes or symbols. For example, if the speaker says, I went to the museum on Monday and then to the park on Tuesday, you can note Monday, museum, Tuesday, park. This helps recall details quickly.
And don't panic if you miss a word. Focus on the next key point. Often listening answers are spread across the dialogue, so one missed word doesn't ruin the whole answer.
Yes. Another tip, predict the type of answer before listening. For example, if the question is, where did she go on Monday? You expect the place. This helps you stay alert for the answer.
Exactly. After listening, you need to answer clearly and in complete sentences. For example, she went to the museum on Monday. Don't just write museum. Examiners often prefer full sentences.
Yes. And when practicing, try summarizing what you heard in your own words. This improves comprehension and prepares you for speaking as well. For example, the speaker visited two places during the week, first the museum, then the park.
Summarizing also helps you avoid repeating words and makes your language more natural. It's a great skill for both listening and speaking.
Another important point is linking words and answers. Use words like first, then, after that, finally. They help organize your response and show fluency.
Yes, and also vocabulary for common topics like travel, education, work, or shopping. Knowing words like destination, lecture, colleague, purchase helps you understand and answer accurately.
Exactly. Pronunciation is also important when you say your answer out loud, especially in speaking. Make sure key words are clear and stress is correct. Even simple sentences sound better with correct intonation.
And don't forget time management. Sometimes you have limited time to answer after listening. Practice quickly identifying key words and forming sentences on the spot.
Yes. Finally, practice regularly with real materials. Podcasts, dialogues, IELTS listening tests. The more you listen, the faster your brain will pick up main ideas and details, naturally.
So, to summarize part 2, listen carefully, take short notes, predict answers, summarizing your own words, use linking words, apply topic vocabulary, speak clearly, and manage your time. This will greatly improve your listening and speaking skills.
Perfect. Following these tips, students can handle longer dialogues confidently and answer questions accurately.
All right, James. Now we're moving to speaking part 3, but this time we're linking it with listening part 2. This is a common challenge. Students hear information, then need to speak about it naturally and in detail.
Yes, Ella. Many learners struggle because they either repeat everything word for word or don't provide enough details. Both approaches can lower the score. The goal is to summarize and expand.
Exactly. Let's take an example. Imagine you listened to a dialogue about someone's weekend activities. Now the examiner asks you, describe your own weekend routine. You don't copy the dialogue. You use the structure and vocabulary you heard.
Yes, Ella, structure is key. Start with a brief introduction. My weekends are usually relaxing. I often spend time with my family and friends. Then add details, what you do each day, why it's enjoyable, and any special experiences.
Exactly. Use time phrases and linking words like first, then, after that, finally, because, for example. This keeps your answer organized and fluent.
And vocabulary from listening practice is very useful. Words like activity, relax, explore, attend, enjoy can be reused naturally in your speaking response.
Yes. Also, don't worry about making small mistakes. Fluency and clarity are more important than perfect grammar. If you hesitate, use fillers like, well, actually, I think.
Another tip, give examples from your own experience. For instance, on Saturday, I went to the park with my friends. We played football and had a picnic. It was really fun and relaxing. This adds authenticity to your answer.
Yes, and expand short answers. Don't just say, I like football. Explain why. I like football because it's active, competitive, and I enjoy playing with friends on weekends.
Another strategy, connect ideas smoothly. For example, I also enjoy reading books after playing football because it helps me relax and learn new things at the same time. Linking ideas shows advanced thinking.
Exactly. Pronunciation and intonation also matter. Speak clearly, stress important words, and keep a natural rhythm. This makes even simple sentences sound fluent.
Yes, and if the examiner asks a follow-up question, try to expand further using reasons and examples. For example, why do you like spending time with friends? Answer, because friends make me happy and we share experiences. For example, last weekend we tried a new cafe and it was really enjoyable.
That's a perfect answer. Finally, practice with real listening materials and then speak about the same topic. This technique trains your brain to listen, process, and respond naturally.
So, to summarize part 3, link listening to speaking, summarize and expand, use time phrases and linking words, give examples, use learned vocabulary, speak clearly, and add your own personal details.
Yes, following these strategies, students will feel confident turning listening input into fluent, detailed speaking responses. In the next part, we'll focus on vocabulary building and advanced phrases for IELTS speaking and writing.
All right, we'll focus on vocabulary building and advanced phrases. A strong vocabulary helps students express ideas clearly, naturally, and with confidence in both speaking and writing.
Exactly, Ella. Let's start with topic-specific vocabulary. IELTS frequently includes topics like education, environment, technology, work, and culture. For each topic, students should prepare useful words and phrases.
Yes. For education, words like curriculum, lecturer, assignment, degree, academic achievement are very useful. For environment, words like sustainable, pollution, conservation, renewable energy, climate change are essential.
And just knowing words is not enough. You must practice using them in sentences. For instance, instead of just knowing sustainable, say, using sustainable energy sources is important to protect the environment.
Exactly. Another tip is collocations. Certain words naturally go together. For example, make a decision, gain experience, take part in an activity. Using collocations correctly makes your English sound more native-like.
Yes, and synonyms are very important. Don't repeat the same words over and over. Instead of saying important repeatedly, you can use crucial, essential, significant, vital. This shows lexical range.
But remember, it's better to use simple words correctly than complicated words incorrectly. Accuracy is crucial.
Absolutely. Another strategy is phrases for speaking and writing. Phrases like, in my opinion, it seems that, from my experience, one key reason is, help you structure responses and sound fluent.
Yes, using adjectives and adverbs also makes a difference. Instead of the project was good, say the project was absolutely fascinating and very challenging. Small words like absolutely or very strengthen your statements.
Another tip is read and listen actively. Watch IELTS sample videos, listen to podcasts, or read articles. Notice new words and expressions, then practice them in your own sentences.
Yes, and don't forget shadowing. Repeat what you hear to practice pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. This improves your speaking fluency and listening comprehension simultaneously.
Yes, another effective method is keeping a vocabulary notebook. Write new words, examples, synonyms, collocations, and review regularly. Repetition is key to remembering and using words naturally.
So, to summarize part 4, focus on topic specific vocabulary, practice using words in sentences, learn collocations and synonyms, use phrases for speaking and writing, add adjectives and adverbs, read and listen actively, shadow, and keep a vocabulary notebook.
Exactly. Applying these strategies consistently will help students express themselves clearly and confidently in IELTS.
Yes, remember, practice every day, use new words actively, and stay confident. Your IELTS performance will improve significantly with these techniques.
Thank you so much for practicing with us in the series. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and share. Your support helps us make more lessons for you.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep practicing, stay confident. See you next time, and stay chill.